My name is Cosmos. I've been a journalist for 12 years. Most of them spent chasing stories people didn't want told. I've covered political cover-ups, ghost towns abandoned after chemical lakes, and one or two cult investigations that almost ended my career and my sanity. But nothing, not a single damn thing, prepared me for what I found in that town. A town that, according to public records, shouldn't even exist anymore. October 28th, 3 days before Halloween. The story came through a message board I follow for rural police chatter. Missing person alerts, local rumors, that kind of thing. The post read, 7 people gone, no traces, all of them from the same town. No FBI involvement, locals won't talk. The name of the town is Derrington. Population maybe 600. Tucked away in the hills of Missouri, about 30 miles off the main interstate. There wasn't much online about Derrington, just an outdated Wikipedia page and a handful of archived local papers from the late 90s. But what stood out was a headline. Mysterious disappearances continue. Residents fear the night. Dated 1999. The author's name, Cosmos. That's my name, but I've never written that article. I didn't believe in coincidences, not ones that weird. So I packed my recorder, camera, and a week's worth of supplies and headed for Derrington. The drive took 6 hours. The last hour felt like driving into a fog that didn't want me there. The sign was rusted through. Welcome to Derrington, established 1874. Below it, someone had spray painted a single word: leave. At first, I thought it was a prank. Small towns do that to outsiders, especially journalists. The town itself sat in a shallow valley. 2 streets, a diner, post office, a church. Everything looked untouched, like time had pressed pause sometime around 1978. Old pickup trucks rusting in driveways, curtains drawn, but silhouettes behind them, watching. People here didn't walk the streets. They drifted, heads down, shoulders bent, like they were trying to make themselves smaller. Every conversation I passed stopped when I got close. The bell rang once, not the usual Sunday pattern. Just one long, hollow note that echoed through the valley. And when it stopped, everything else stopped too. No birds, no wind, just silence. I headed for the diner first, Mara's place, according to the faded neon sign. Inside, the air smelled like old grease and rain damp wood. The woman behind the counter looked mid-60s, eyes sharp but tired. When I asked about the disappearances, she didn't answer right away, just poured coffee and said, "You are not from here." "No," I said. "Cosmos, journalist." I'm here about the missing people." Her hand trembled. The spoon clattered against the mug. "You shouldn't use that name here." I didn't understand what she meant, but when I pressed, she just said, "They come at night. The ones that vanish, they hear their names first." I asked, "Who comes?" She looked past me, out the diner window, fog pressing against the glass like a living thing. Then she whispered, "You already said your name." I left soon after that. She refused payment for the coffee, told me to sleep with the lights on. I laughed it off at that time, but that laughter didn't last. I checked into the only motel in town, the Hilltop Lounge. No staff at the counter, just a note that read, "Room 7 open, key inside." Room 7 was at the end of the hall. The sheets were clean but cold. There was a Bible on the nightstand, but every page after Exodus was torn out. I set up my recorder on the desk and logged what I'd seen so far. Around 9 p.m., I noticed something odd outside my window. No street lights, but the fog glowed faintly blue, like there was a hidden light source within it. I took a photo. Nothing appeared in the image, just darkness. Then I heard it, a whisper, faint from the hallway, a man's voice, but wrong somehow, like a recording played backward. It said, "Cosmos." I grabbed my recorder and opened the door. The hallway was empty, but the motel lights flickered once, then steadied, and every door along the corridor was open, just an inch. That was when I realized the silence outside wasn't silence at all. It was waiting. I didn't sleep that night. The whisper in the hall still echoed inside my head. My name stretched and warped until it was almost like a language. Every 30 minutes, I checked the corridor again. Every time, the same stillness, except the clock beside the bed kept resetting itself to 3:17. By sunrise, the fog hadn't lifted. Morning in Derrington looked like the world holding its breath. I packed my recorder and went out to find the sheriff's office, if the place had one. The sign out front said, "County Office," but inside there was only one desk and a wall calendar stuck on October 2014. A man sat there, uniform creased, badge tarnished. He introduced himself as Sheriff Baker. "We don't get visitors," he said, "especially not reporters." I asked about the disappearances. He stared at the tape recorder on my table and said, "People leave sometimes. They always have." When I pressed for numbers, he opened a drawer and dropped a stack of missing person forms in front of me. All unsigned, all dated with the same day, October 31st, every year. "Halloween," I said. "Coincidence?" "Pattern," he replied. "And the town doesn't call it that anymore. We call it the Night of Return." I asked what they were running to. He didn't answer, just looked at the window, fog pressed thick against glass like ocean water. "If you're smart, Mr. Yates," he said quietly, "you'll be gone before sundown." Same bell, same single chime as yesterday, but it wasn't noon yet. Each time it rang, I felt that pull, like the town's heartbeat had skipped and dragged mine with it. I decided to check the town archives, old records, newspapers, anything predating 1999. The lights in the library flickered as if remembering how to glow. Behind the counter sat a man with a librarian badge reading H. Miller. He asked what I was looking for. When I said records of Derrington before 2000, he froze. "We don't keep them here anymore," he said. "They're locked in the basement after what happened." He handed me an old key wrapped in cloth. "If you hear voices down there, don't answer them." The basement smelled like wet paper and rust. Light bulbs buzzed overhead, each one swinging slightly, though there was no draft. The cabinets were labeled by year, but everything before 2000 was gone. Drawers empty except one. Inside were a few clippings and a cassette tape that marked Return Tape 7. I pressed play. At first, nothing but static. Then a voice. Female, soft, repeating the same phrase. The light takes what it remembers, and under it, barely audible, my name. I rewound, played again, same phrase, same whisper, except now the tape recorder wasn't plugged in. The batteries had been dead since yesterday. That's when I heard footsteps above me, slow, deliberate, pacing across the library floor. I called, "Mr. Miller." No reply. The steps stopped directly above my head. Then something heavy dragged across the floor, like a body. I climbed the stairs and found the library empty. The front door still locked from inside, but on the counter there was a note written in pencil. "Don't look for me. They took the wrong one last year." And beneath it, my photo, printed from my own press credentials. I started recording everything, every sound, every flicker of light. Something about the place was erasing things, memories, maybe even evidence. I had files on my laptop when I arrived. The forum post, the missing persons list. Now, all the folders were empty. Only one remained, renamed by something or someone. Return. Inside that folder, one image. A picture of me standing in the middle of Derrington's main street, taken from above, but I hadn't been there yet. By mid-afternoon, the fog was so dense, I could barely see across the road. Shadows moved in it, not people, not shapes I recognized, like memories trying to take form. I returned to the motel to back up what I had found out. Room 7's door was open, even though I had locked it. Inside, the sheets were undisturbed, but the recorder I had left running was missing. In its place, a newer model. Same brand, same serial number, labeled Log 03. Mine had been Log 02. My voice came through the speaker, calm but different, a little bit older. "If you're hearing this, it means you came back. Don't stay for nightfall. They remember us through the light." Then the tape cut off. I checked the timestamp. The message was recorded tomorrow. I called the sheriff again. No answer. The diner was empty. Even the fog seemed thicker, like the town was closing in. On my recorder, I dictated everything I had learned. pattern of disappearances every October 31st. Town records vanish before 2000. Passport time distortion. Local anomalies in memory and media. If this is found, compare voice logs for duplication. I pinned all 7 missing faces on the wall. Everyone disappeared on the same night, same hour. Yet each photo showed the same streetlight behind them, a streetlight that no longer existed. When I checked outside, there it was, standing where the fog was thickest, humming faintly. New metal, not rusted, like it had just been built. I don't know why, but I walked toward it. The air around the pole shimmered like heat distortion, and for half a second, I saw them, the missing. Faces half formed in the light, mouths open as if screaming, but no sound came out. Then, gone, just the fog again. Morning again, or at least I think it's morning. The light outside is the same great spin since I arrived. The clock says 7 a.m., but the radio newscast I picked up says October 30th again. That makes 3 days in a row that never change. I decided to run a control test. Leave town, mark mileage, check if the highway looped back. 10 miles out, the GPS lost signal. At 20, the road bent right, then down. When the fog cleared for a second, I saw a sign. Welcome to Derrington. I had been driving in circles. I tried again, this time on foot across the fields. Half an hour later, I reached the same diner. Same coffee cup on the counter, still steaming, but no one inside. The jukebox played one song fragment on a loop. 4 piano notes, then silence. Behind the counter, a newspaper lay open, headline blank, ink faded. Every clock in town has stopped at 3:17. I walked to the church. The door creaked open, though no one was there to open it. Inside, hundreds of candles, all burned halfway down, all flickering, out of sync. On the altar sat 7 framed photos. The missing. Each photo had a fresh candle in front of it, and behind those frames, a larger picture, a group shot. 7 people standing in front of the same church, and an 8th shadow where no one stood. Something moved behind me, a reflection in the glass case of the hymn books. Not mine. It walked when I didn't. I turned. Empty aisle. But footprints appeared in the dust, one after another, coming straight towards me. Who are you? No answer. Just a cold breath against my ear, and a whisper that wasn't quite a voice. You came back. The church doors slammed. Candles blew out. When I opened my eyes, daylight was gone. The windows now showed the motel corridor, not the outside world. I stepped through instinctively and found myself standing back in room 7. Everything mirrored. Furniture on the wrong side, writing backwards. My notebook lay open, filled with words I hadn't written. They remember through reflection. In the bathroom mirror, the fog pressed against the glass from inside. The handprints didn't match mine. each finger slightly longer, joint angles wrong. When I touched the glass, it was warm, and then the reflection smiled. I didn't. The mirror cracked just once, right down the center. Behind the fracture, light bled through, blue, same hue as the streetlight. Shapes moved within it, silhouettes of the 7 missing residents. They were reaching out, mouths open as if begging to be seen. I stumbled back. The reflection stepped forward, pressing against the glass until it bulged out like skin. That's when the recording equipment sparked. Camera, laptop, everything blinking the same era. Sync lost. Each device played a live feed of me, but delayed by 3 seconds. In the delay, my double moved closer to the camera. I shut them all down and ran outside. The street light still glowed, humming louder now. A blue mist rolled from its base, creeping through the town square like liquid light. From every house came the same sound of doors opening, hinks crying. Shadows stepped out, dozens of them, outlines of people, but hollow, transculent. Each stopped under the streetlight, faces flickering like bad video frames. One looked like the diner woman, another looked like me. The doubles turned their heads in unison towards me. Their mouths moved, and I finally understood the sound I've been hearing since arrival. My own voice, echoed and slow. Stay until we remember. I backed away, flashlight shaking. Wherever the beam landed, the ground shimmered, showing flashes of a different place. Daytime streets, normal life, cars passing, the real world perhaps. Just beyond, a thin veil. Then the beam hit the church steeple, and every figure froze. One by one, they turned to face the church. The bell rope moved on its own. The chime rolled out. Not 1 tone this time, but 7, each deeper than the last, shaking the ground. The streetlight flared. All shadows dissolved into the air like dust in reverse, drawn upward into the blue glow. I should have run, but the fog cleared for the first time, and I saw what sat at the town's edge. A massive crater, filled with motionless mist, humming in rhythm with a bell. And from its center rose an old-style telephone pole, wires severed, glowing faintly, the same material as the streetlight. I aimed my camera and zoomed in. For a moment, the lens showed not a pole, but a column of faces, stacked, flickering, each one mouthing the same word, return. The image pixelated, then cleared to reveal my own face at the top. Eyes open, mouth moving with theirs. I dropped the camera. When I looked up, the crater was gone. I was standing in the middle of the main street again. Everything calm, silent, normal. Except every window now reflected the same column of faces, faint as if behind the glass, waiting. I went back to the motel, locked the door, and began transcribing this log. Outside, the fog presses against the window like before, but this time I can see hands in it, tapping slowly, matching my heartbeat. The clock still reads 3:17. If it changes, I'll know I'm not trapped in their loop. It just changed to 3:18, and I can hear footsteps in the hall again. Heavier this time, deliberate. Maybe the sheriff, maybe not. I'll keep the recorder running. If anyone finds this step, the last thing you'll hear is proof that Derrington exists and that it's coming apart. Who's there? Pause. A knock. 3 times, evenly placed. Then my own voice from the other side of the door. Cosmos, it's time to finish the story. That's when I saw it. The thing wearing my face, standing under the blue streetlight, motionless. Its eyes were black mirrors, and every reflection in the room leaned towards it as though pulled by gravity. I hit record. The file labeled itself automatically, log 04. If I walk towards it, maybe I'll understand what the others saw. Maybe that's how they disappeared. Not taken, but merged. I'll keep speaking as long as the recorder works. Each step closer, the air feels heavier. I can hear 1,000 versions of my own breath overlapping, like echoes trying to synchronize. Almost there. The light pulses. Once, twice, like it's breathing. And the other me lifts its hand. It points upward, at the sky. Clouds part for a second. Above Derrington, a ring of blue light spirals. Same shape as the crater, same hum. Then darkness swallows everything. This is log 4. If you find it, you're already here. This is Cosmos. If this is still recording, it means I made it through the light. Or something wearing my name did. I don't know what time it is. The clock is gone. The sky is wrong. The town's gone quiet. Completely quiet. Everything is frozen mid-motion. Birds in the air, leaves mid-fall. Even my reflection in the window stopped, mouth open, mid-word. Only the light moves now, crawling along the power lines like liquid mercury. I followed it, down to where the old substation stands at the edge of the town. The hum gets stronger the closer I get. And then I see them, the missing people, all standing around the substation, motionless, eyes open, faintly glowing. Then I notice what they're looking at. The open door at the substation. Inside, the light isn't blue anymore. It's white. Pulsing. I think they're trying to synchronize with my breathing. It took me a long time to realize what Derrington is. This isn't a town that vanished. It's a recording, a memory trying to remember itself. Every person here, every sound, every echo is a trace. Something captured when the town burned down in 1963. The locals I met, the sheriff, the diner woman, the child at the church, they were playback fragments. The blue light, it's not supernatural. It's a mechanism, replaying the moment before destruction over and over again, waiting for someone to finish the story. And I think that's why it pulled me in. Because I'm a recorder too, a journalist, a man who documents. It needed someone who remembers. The light wanted a witness. I stepped inside. There is a panel on the wall, dials still spinning. Above it, written in soot, is a single word, archive. I can feel static crawling under my skin, like my thoughts are being magnetized. Voices flicker in the air, dozens of them, whispering fragments of their lives. Laughter, screams, children asking if it's over yet. Every sound I ever recorded plays back at once. My own voice merges with theirs until I can't tell where I end and where they begin. And in the center of it all is the streetlight. It was never a lamp. It's the receiver. It absorbs whatever steps under it, memory, thought, sound, turning the living into echoes, just clear enough to fool the next arrival. That's why the diner woman said, "Don't stay after dark." Dark isn't the night here. It's when the playback starts. My hands aren't steady anymore. They are flickering like light through water. I think it's recording me now. I'm starting to remember things I never lived. The town's last day, the fire, the siren never stopped. I see them running, calling for help, and the light swallowing everything, frame by frame. It wasn't a curse. It was an experiment. The power company tried to create a self-sustaining energy loop, light that remembers its own brightness. But it recorded more than current. It recorded consciousness. Now the loop is complete. Every vanished person stored, replayed. And me? I'm the new voice in the system. The journalist log that will tell it again when someone else finds Derrington. If you're hearing this, you've already triggered the next playback. There is only one way to stop it. Break the receiver and destroy the light. But the last thing I see before the lens melts is every reflection, every window, every mirror, showing hundreds of others trying the same thing, failing.